Hello and welcome to another episode of Japanese Anime Mania, or JAM. Okay. Warning. This show, no matter what I do, there will be a lot of fan service on the screen. So, if you do not like that, then go ahead and just skip this week. I'm sorry. Happy Halloween. See you guys in November, but there's no way I can avoid showing clips from this show without kind of just almost making this episode just, I have to put an age limit on it. Sorry, I'm trying to make it as clean as I can, and that's as clean as I can get. Zombie infections are prevalent in video games and anime today. But what can you do to make zombie killing interesting? Well, as Deadpool can probably explain, Chimichanga! Yeah, that's pretty much how we're going to do this show. So, for today, we will review High School of the Dead. Let's go. We begin our show a normal day at school when then suddenly zombies attack. That's it. Zombies attack and the main cast try to get away and get to safety, and that's the whole show. Nothing else happens. That's basically the premise of almost every zombie show, but again, as Deadpool can explain, Chimichanga! Make this show evidently better. So, for character-wise, let's start off with our main character, Takashi. Takashi is our normal high schooler who's just kind of bleh with life, doesn't know how to get over his past relationships, when suddenly the zombie infection comes in and he can try to save the world and make the girl that he used to love him again. Yeah, that's about it with Takashi. Not much else with this character. He's kind of boring in this case just because nothing else really is great about him. He doesn't have any great character traits, and he's just out there as the main boy character that every guy who's watching this show can just kind of be relatable to, just because they can stick their own face on him and it'd be just the same. Next, we have his childhood friend that he kind of likes, but she doesn't like him back, Ray. Again, same deal. There's nothing great about Ray. She's just nothing. I'm sorry. Ray's kind of annoying. She wants to get her way. She's kind of a brat. And even Takashi has to come in and just slap the crap out of her to get it through her head that people are dying, get used to it, and shut up. Our next character is Psycho. And by I mean psycho, she is literally a psycho. Because
4 years ago, I was attacked on the street at night. I started hitting him. And once I started, I didn't stop. I enjoyed it. I fought until there was nothing but blood and bones. That's me! Me! That's who I am! I loved it! But I was like that before.
Okay, that's, gotta move along. About all I can do with ya. Back to our other male character, we have Kota, who is the fat, kind of perverted, kind of just like comic relief. And I like him as comic relief because he actually does a good job. He's funny, he keeps the pace, and he loves guns, so he's kind of like their guy, their go-to guy for guns. And that's what makes him really funny and cool about the whole thing. I was enjoying his character more than Takashi because he was more relatable than Takashi. Takashi was just, But this kid was just, I loved him a lot more. Next we have Saya, our tsundere, kind of. Either way, I really hate her. Because, again, like Ray, she complains a lot, she always calling people stupid, always talking down to them, and it's like, lady, we are in a zombie apocalypse. Our last character is Shizuka, the school nurse, and no. She's good for what she does. She's a nurse, so she knows what she's doing. She's also dumb as a bag of bricks. So again, none of these characters are really that great, because of course, we watch the show for the massive plot. And I mean the massive, massive, massive plot. Now, I want to go ahead and mention that the song playing right now is a cover of the opening of High School of the Dead, sung by none other than Ashe and KL. So there's Ashe's little marker, and here's KL's little marker. So here's their markers, and I'll go ahead and at the end and just reiterate that they help provide the song that you're listening to right now. Okay, animation and sound. There's only one reason you're watching this show. I'm sorry. You're not watching this show for the gripping zombie apocalypse, hopefully we can get out of this alive kind of story. No. Deadpool will explain for me again. You're watching this show for... That's it! There's nothing else in this show to watch it for. I'm sorry, this show is good for what it does. Yeah, violence, gore, all that. But you're watching it for that. Nothing else. The animation, I will say, is good because it turns out that the people who animated this show also animated some of the 3D maneuvering gear from Attack on Titan. So, you know, all of the whizzing about and whatnot. And that compares to this. Are you seeing this? I don't understand. That's not how they work. Boobs don't work like that. Okay? So again, here's the video right here. So go ahead and click that if you want. And here's Ash's little marker, and subscribe to him right about there. And here's KL's little marker, so subscribe to him as well. Thank you, Ashe, and thank you, KL, again for allowing me to use the cover of High School of the Dead. So again, just subscribe. There we go. I like some fan favorites in my show. Not gonna lie. It's good every now and then. But in some cases, High School of the Dead just tries to push the buttons like, how far can we go before we make this an AO show? Because there are some sequences I was just like, should I skip it? Should I keep going? Episode 6, the bathhouse scene, is just like, I don't know about this. I'm not, no. So, final verdict for the show is to skip it. It's good for the fan service, but if you want a plot, sorry, you're not getting any. Also, might I mention that it is on hiatus indefinitely. The show just stops. It just ends. Because the manga is at volume 7, so he just quit. He just stopped making the show, and he stopped making the manga. So, it just stops because there's literally no source material left. Granted, he might pick it back up later on, but it's almost been 3 years since that happened, and no word has come from it since, except he's doing another series, and I'll explain that here in a later segment. High School of the Dead is licensed by Sentai Filmworks and is streamable on kissanime.com. So if you enjoy High School of the Dead, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy Saito's other work, Triage X. I've tried to watch it, I've gotten to episode 2, I'll probably continue it on just to get a full realization of it. But it's pretty much High School of the Dead without the zombies, and that's about it. You get the same huge plot element of it, and it's Deadpool's favorite show again, because again, there's nothing else to it. Triage X is licensed by Sentai Filmworks and is streamable now on Crunchyroll. For another ultimate recommendation, you know what? Again, I'm going to go back to video games here and just say the Resident Evil franchise. And by Resident Evil franchise, I mean by 1, 2, and a little bit of 4. Just because it's better, we don't get the huge plot element of it, but we get zombies. And zombies is what makes Halloween Halloween, in my opinion. Without zombies, we wouldn't really have anything. So Resident Evil, of course, if you haven't heard it by now, great zombie franchise, shooter, it's scary. It actually does a really good job of being scary, unlike High School. And from there, have at it. Resident Evil is licensed by Capcom and is almost playable on every console out there. So, you know, your PS3, Xbox 360, your Wii, your 3DS even. It's almost on everything. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and happy Halloween. See you in November, everybody. Goodbye. I want to go ahead and mention that with the next episode, I will no longer be in this location. We will be recording at the new studio. So there won't be any more videos here until next summer. So be prepared for a new setting, new layout. and new guest. See you next time, everybody.
In a white room with black curtains near the station. Black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams in your dark eyes.